I know when I have a crack epidemic, the best thing I want my government to do is to do drug trafficking.
Yeah.
Because that's what fixes the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the way you posted it. You know, when I have a crack epidemic. We're back again.
Okay.
Another exciting episode from the Gunners Club. Let's start the year the way we intend to continue.
And how's that?
Conspiracy theories.
Oh, I love a good conspiracy.
I've got tinfoil hats.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we should be wearing them.
Yeah, okay, maybe later. That's it, that's the one. But, hang on, they're only conspiracy theories until they're proven to be true.
Till they're fact.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we're going to discuss the ones that have come true.
And have been proven to be fact.
The one they're telling.
Isn't it amazing with a quick check on the computer?
Yeah.
How many have come out? It boggled me just in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like the ones that have come true. Yeah, it boggles the mind, I tell you.
It boggles, I tell you.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
We even prepared a list that you probably don't even know about.
No, I haven't even heard of most of these. And look, yeah, you won't see me with a big bit of paper, but I've got to read all these. Let's get stuck into it, shall we?
Yeah.
MK Ultra.
Oh, we all heard about that.
I heard about that one too. Illegal experiments on humans, if you don't know what that was. With mind control, using drugs and LSD and hypnosis. They all said, no, it's not happening. Well, it turned out to be true.
Yeah, that's right. But what about the people who came out and said, this is all happening, you know this is happening, and said, don't be bloody stupid, it's just a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Get back in your box and take the tinfoil hat off.
That's right.
Well, it turned out.
That's right.
It's true.
There's never an apology.
No.
It's just a bit of a, it did happen.
Yeah.
Isn't that how you know that it is true? Because the more they tell you that it didn't happen, the more it probably did.
But usually, isn't it? Yeah, it's true.
That's the way it works.
Yeah. What else you got there?
Well, I don't even know how to say this properly. COINTELPRO?
COINTELPRO?
I don't know.
Okay, what's that one?
The FBI ran a covert program targeting political activists, civil rights leaders and anti-war groups, often using illegal surveillance and disruption tactics. Its existence was exposed in 1971 when activists broke into the FBI office and leaked documents.
Ha ha! Yeah.
We've got a syphilis study.
Yeah, as one would.
Yep.
That's right.
I mean, if you're going to study anything, there would be that. Exactly.
That's right.
We've got a big tobacco cover-up from the 50s to the 1990s. For decades, tobacco companies denied that smoking was harmful.
Yep.
Obviously, we all know now it's true.
And it's still legal.
And it's still legal.
Yeah, of course, they're making tax dollars out of it. Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't they?
NSA...
Bloody lot of tax dollars, I tell you what.
Yeah. Did you see our vape ban video?
Oh, yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah.
That the billions that Australia taxpayers are paying is actually twice as much taxpayer income that the government is making
off that than
the tobacco companies worldwide.
Worldwide.
Worldwide. What?
Shows you how much markup.
Yeah.
Crazy.
More than 70% of a packet of cigarettes that you're paying is tax.
Yep.
They're tobacco merchants.
Yeah.
Wow.
They can do it legally.
Well, that's it. Because obviously when they sell it and they make the money off it, it's not harmful then.
We've got the Gulf of Tonkin incident.
Oh, yeah. Knew about that. That's the way, we got into Vietnam.
That's it.
Australia and the US.
US
got into Vietnam.
attacks on American ships in the Gulf of Tonkin to justify escalating the Vietnam War.
Even though no such attack actually took place on an American ship. Let's just make it up. They attacked us. All right, well, we'll go in then. That's it. It didn't happen, but don't worry.
We've got the Watergate scandal. I remember hearing about that when I was a kid. For those of you who don't know, it was the President Nixon. I think he was getting rid of a lot of documents. And he basically said they got broken into and other people were doing it, stealing it and rah-rah, but it ended up being a cover-up and his whole team was with it. And that's when he resigned.
That's right. And then subsequently Gerald Ford pardoned him.
Yeah. He got a pardon.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar too, doesn't it?
Yeah, nothing to do.
Pardoning?
Yeah,
Well, the shredding of documents. I remember Hillary Clinton doing that at 3 a.m. You know, she's and that was worldwide news. But
I dare say, seeing as now she's got the Medal of Freedom, I dare say she might get a pardon too. Before
Biden kicks the bucket.
Falls in the bucket.
Yeah.
Talks to the bucket.
More than likely, he wouldn't know any different.
He doesn't know.
We got the Iran-Contra affair. You'd know a little bit about that.
Yep.
Secretly sold arms to Iran. So the US government secretly sold arms to Iran. And obviously tried to cover it up, but was revealed late in the 1980s that it was actually true.
To fight the South American war that was happening there with the Sandinistas and the Contras.
Okay.
Because that's the only way they can get it through, because they couldn't get public funding. So the only way they could get funding is, well, sell Iran arms, we'll get the money, we'll shuffle it over there to fund the war in South America.
US government experimenting with weather modifications.
Don't be silly. No one touches the weather.
Yeah. So this started out with cloud seeding, and yes, they've been doing that forever. And they've ramped that up into chemical trails and whatnot now.
Which they're still denying to this day, even though photographic evidence has come out to the contrary.
Actually, there are some councils, I think Queensland Council, didn't they last year? They were actually admitted that they were doing cloud seeding.
Well, cloud seeding, but the chemical trails ones are a little bit different. So they have done testing, and they have admitted that there are extra levels of silver and barium and iodine and aluminium, all these things in the air coming from the planes, and they just do the ooh-ahs and pass the buck. But
Vapor.
But this has started from many years ago with cloud seeding and weather manipulation. Now it's to cool the planet for those lines that you see going here, there and everywhere. Across the world, mind you. They will sell it to you as cooling the planet.
But you've got to block the sun.
Sun that gives life to everything.
What do we need the sun for?
Global warming, you know.
Oh, that.
What did you learn about that?
I learnt that the Dalai Lama got CIA funding to the tune of $1.7 million in 1960.
The government were paying who? Dalai Lama? Or the rebels? The money was going to the rebels.
The rebels that were fighting to try and keep the China out of Tibet. Thank you. Yeah,
that's right. Bayer?
The pharmaceutical company.
Yep. And HIV infected.
Don't they also do weed killers?
Yep.
I love it when my drugs and my weed killer come from the same place.
Yeah.
So
you really don't want them to mix up the bottles, do you?
It would explain a lot, though.
True.
Has anybody read the ingredients? It might be the same fucking thing.
They just read out. This is
one's in capsule, one's in liquid.
This is the improved version.
That's right.
Well, it's them and HIV-infected blood scandal. Wow. Pharmaceutical company Bayer knowingly sold HIV-contaminated blood products to haemophiliacs worldwide.
Jesus.
Knowingly.
Oops.
The scandal was exposed later through lawsuits and journalism. Well, thank you, Bayer. Operation Northwoods. US Department of Defense proposed false flag attacks, including faking and causing civilian casualties to justify an invasion of Cuba. President Kennedy rejected the plan.
That must have been part of the Bay of Pigs when they actually invaded Cuba. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they didn't get it.
Well,
they didn't get it right because they got their asses kicked. But
they were faking and causing civilian casualties was the main thing, Another one, CIA's involvement in drug trafficking. Wow. The CIA was implicated in facilitating drug trafficking to fund covert operations such as during the Iran-Contra affair and allegations surrounding the crack epidemic in the US. Investigations and whistleblowers provided credible evidence.
I know when I have a crack epidemic, the best thing I want my government to do is to do drug trafficking.
Yeah.
Because that's what fixes the problem.
Yeah.
I like the way you posted it. You know, when I have a crack epidemic.
Sometimes it just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah.
And I wish our government was on our side. Agent Orange in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Agent Orange.
Yep.
Heard that before.
Yeah. Well, that was another US government chemical company downplayed the toxic effects of Agent Orange,
That was Dow Chemicals, wasn't it?
caused widespread health issues among Vietnamese people and the US veterans. Pearl Harbor,
Pearl Harbor.
what's that one? Pearl Harbor warnings. There's evidence that the US intelligence had warnings about Pearl Harbor attack, but failed to act. Some claim that there was negligence, while others see it as a deliberate act to justify entering World War II.
Oh, they wanted to play too.
Well, doesn't that sound like the Bay of Tonkin?
Yeah. There's similar stuff.
We need an excuse. We can't just go in because, we need an excuse.
Well, there's always, it's just so the public will go, yes, we want revenge. We need an excuse to go do something.
Yep.
There's nothing like that going on now where there's one particular country that could possibly be helping another particular country in a war against another country.
Oh, heaven forbid.
No.
Perish the thought.
Yeah.
What's with that? Yeah,
You wouldn't be talking about Ukraine and Russia, would you? Now.
No, that would be conspiracy theory.
Well, maybe in a few years it'll become fact.
Actually, it's probably not because they openly talk about it, really, don't they?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
And the last, which I found, it doesn't even have anything to do with governments and drugs.
Whoa, hello.
Surely.
Jeffrey Epstein network. How's that?
Okay.
Another trustworthy figure.
Yeah. Unless we don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is, which you'd be living on a rock, but he's the fella that...
Child trafficker?
Well, yes. He,
Allegedly.
Well, he owns that little island out in the middle of nowhere, out in the water, and people, that was the list that they're after. All those people that fly to this island.
Mysteriously is exactly the same shape and size as the Nickelodeon logo.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
It's
Have
very
a look at the
similar.
island, have a look at the
Very
Nickelodeon.
similar.
Both for children.
Yeah.
He doesn't own that station, does he?
No.
I don't believe so.
But they flew a lot of the young'uns over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the connection.
Yeah. So there was claims about Epstein's sex trafficking ring involving powerful figures were dismissed as conspiracy theories until years later, Epstein's arrest, and obviously he's now meant to be no longer with us.
He's supposed to have necked himself in prison.
Yeah. And why can't we find this list? The FBI have his laptop, and none of us still knows the list.
Oh, but hang on, didn't they also have Biden's son's laptop?
The Bidens,
yeah. Oh no, that laptop didn't have anything on it either.
That's right. That's right.
Which is confusing, because why do you need to pardon him if he didn't have anything on it?
Well,
if Hunter never did anything wrong.
I'm boggled.
Yeah. Yes.
There seems to be a lot of pardoning lately. Well, I've got one for you.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
That's very different. Now, this is in Canada.
Yeah.
This is in the 1960s. The government was so paranoid about homosexuality. They weren't very comfortable with it like we are these days. They created...
I'm comfortable with it. Are you comfortable with it?
I'm saying they weren't like we are now.
Oh, I see. That's because we've grown.
We get it.
We've
get
we've
it.
developed.
Yeah. So...
Your hands are very soft.
Shall I leave you alone?
Get a room.
The gaydar machine. Now, we all
Gaydar.
talk about having a gaydar, and that's your ability to pick up whether or not the person you are talking to is interested in the same sex or not.
Yep.
We all say we've got a bit of a gaydar.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
This was actually a machine that was developed so they would look at the dilation of your pupils while you were looking at homosexual material.
Oh.
And they could tell from that. So
whether you're aroused.
whether you were aroused or not.
Wow.
And then if you were in, let me see, if you were in civil services, the military, or the Mounties, fired.
Oh, but hang on. Well, the Mounties.
Or
Yeah?
the Mounties.
What's a
It says
Mountie?
Mounties.
Oh, no, I know exactly.
400 men were fired for this
Wow.
because of their gaydar machine.
Surely it couldn't have worked.
Yep.
So this is in Canada.
Well, we don't know whether the men were actually gay that they fired. We just know that they fired 400 men
Because their
based
pupils
on...
enlarged while they were watching a gay porn.
They
Wow.
hired a university professor to develop this gaydar.
Wow.
So there you go.
You're not going to be watching gay porn the same again, are you?
Yeah,
Only
my
with
little
glasses
gun
on.
If he's watching gay porn at home, I don't think we need a gaydar.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
That
My
means
intuition tells
yeah,
me
that means your gaydar kicks in.
slightly does. Slightly does. So there you go. That's a little bit
Wow.
different. It all seems to
Yeah.
come from the government.
Now, how many of these are government bloody conspiracies that have come true? Like, and we've always been told to trust them.
Trust the government because they're doing everything because it's
you.
good for us.
Pay your taxes. Listen to us. We know.
We
what's
know
best
we
for
know
you.
what's best for you.
Yep.
And the
Toe the
lies.
line.
And I literally just typed it into the computer, and all this got spat out in 2 seconds.
Yep.
So we haven't even really looked into it. I'm sure there's a ton more. But what I get from this is, like, I've always had like many of you have a thing going, yeah, you listen to the government, but don't take it. Don't take it for real.
Don't take it as gospel.
Look,
Yep.
that they
Listen.
lie through their teeth
Yeah, to get what they want.
to keep themselves in power.
Yeah.
They're looking after their own interests rather than your interest.
Yes.
That's
True.
basically what it is.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Yep, they're feathering their own nest
Yep.
for, their 4 years is up. I'm out of here. Sayonara.
Big pays. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice pension.
And power and influence.
Power and influence. Yeah,
That's what it is.
It's an addictive drug to them.
Yep.
Yeah. What conspiracies could you let us in on that you know about?
I mean, conspiracies
Criminal
are fine,
unproven.
but
Oh, even both. Yeah. either
conspiracies that have come true, which means it's not a conspiracy theory anymore.
either. Yeah.
All these, every one of these that we've just read out here, they're all conspiracy theories. Oh, don't be bloody stupid. It's just a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Well, it is until it's not.
All the people that were vilified for bringing that out in the open, and at the time, people would have been abusing them. A bit
Yeah,
like-
you're just a conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
Yep.
What would you
Turned
know?
against
Don't be
them.
stupid. The government wouldn't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a good lesson, to actually stop, think, look at the past, and past always what? Repeats itself.
Always. If
Yeah.
you let it.
Yes.
That's the
Right.
thing.
If you let it.
Yep.
Yep. And what's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth?
About 6 months.
Yeah.
Say three, but maybe six.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. The truth invariably always comes out.
Yeah.
It's just a question of time.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
the media. See, well, remember we did that little talk that the media was exempt from the disinformation bill?
That's
legacy
right.
media.
Yeah.
So this is the legacy media. So if that bill came in, we would never be able to fact check and get this sort of
Exactly
stuff in the
right.
future.
That's right.
So it could be all falsified. So that was a massive thing not to come through. And that was going to go worldwide.
Yep.
It was in Australia, it was in America, it was going to filter everywhere. So once they do, I don't think they'll stop until they get it. They'll just reword it and
Yep.
have different leaders in and manipulate the wording
Yeah,
until they
it'll
get
come
what they
in
want.
the next couple of governments. It'll come to the
They'll
floor
try
again.
Yep.
They'll try
And
again.
all this is now gone, history.
Yep.
You may never be able to research it again.
That's
Not
right.
us though. We've got it printed out.
Yeah. Frame it, goddammit.
That's right.
Conspiracy theorists world, unite!
Ah.
Yes.
Hey?
I love a good conspiracy theory, whether it's fact or fiction. Let us know your thoughts. Have you got one that you'd like to talk about?
One
A current
for us
one.
to talk about.
Yeah.
And we'll have our tinfoil hats ready. Catch you on the next one, guys.
See ya.
Cheers.